Morning students, welcome to the lecture video to learn about to derive an expression for the torque of a DC motor. For the DC generator, the output of the DC generator is the EMF induced. So there we have seen an expression for the EMF induced. Here the output of the DC motor is the rotating one or the twisting force or the mechanical energy. So we are going to see what is the expression for the torque of a DC motor. The turning or the twisting force about an axis is called torque. Consider a wheel of radius r meters acted upon a circumferential force F newtons. The wheel is rotating at a speed of n rpm. So the angular speed of the wheel can be given as omega is equal to 2 pi n by 60 radians per second. So the work done in one revolution is W is equal to force into distance traveled in some force into distance traveled in one revolution. So it is F into 2 pi r joules. For the power P, it is the power developed, that is the work done by time. So F into 2 pi r by time for one revolution. So it is F into 2 pi r by 60 by n. So this can be written as F into r 2 pi n by 60. So where power is equal to T into omega, where T is the torque in Newton meter and omega is the angular speed in radians per second. So let TA be the gross torque divided by the armature of the motor. It is also the armature torque. The gross mechanical power developed in the armature is EB IA as seen from the power equation. So if the speed of the motor is n rpm, power in armature is equal to armature torque into omega. So EB into IA is nothing but TA into 2 pi n by 60. But EB in motor is given as 5 pn Z by 60 A. So 5 pn Z by 60 A into IA is equal to TA into 2 pi n by 60. By simplifying, you will get it as 5 IA into PZ by 2 pi A. So you will get it as 0.1595 IA PZ by a Newton meter. This is the torque equation of a DC motor. The torque which is available at the shaft for doing the useful work is known as the load torque or the shaft torque, that is denoted as TSH. So the armature torque is nothing but TF plus TSH. The shaft torque magnitude is always less than the armature torque. The net output of motor is P out is equal to shaft torque into omega. So that's all about the expression for the torque of a DC motor. So the necessity of the starter or star delta starter, all those things you will see in the model 5, that is induction motor. The schematic representation of a series shunt and compound motor is shown here. So DC shunt motor, the field winding is connected in across the armature winding. So that is shown here. So the voltage and the current relationship for the shunt is for the load current IL is equal to IA plus ISH. I shunt is equal to V by RSH as per the simple Ohm's law. V is equal to EB plus back EMF plus the power developed in the armature, that is IA into RA, that is plus drop in the armature plus drop in the brush. V brush is generally neglected as because it, when compared with the remaining voltages, it is very much less. So the flux produced by the field winding is proportional to the current passing through it. So phi proportional to ISH. For the series motor, the winding is connected in series with the armature. So the voltage current relationship here, it is the load current is nothing but the equivalent to series current, because there is only one current. It is series winding. There is only one current, you can see. So IL is equal to ISE, ISE is equal to IA. The same is written here. V is equal to EB plus IARA plus ISE RSE plus the brush drop. So VB plus IA into RA plus RAC plus V brush supply voltage has to overcome the drop across the series field winding in addition to the back EMF and the drop across the armature winding. In series motor, entire armature current is passing through the series field winding, so flux produced is proportional to the armature current. For the DC compound motor, the part of the winding is connected in series and part of the winding connected across the armature. So it is called as compound motor, means both series and shunt connection is available. And when it is shunted including the series shunt and the armature, it is called the long shunt, or it is shunted only across the armature, it is called the short shunt. Here whatever is shown here, it is the long shunt, because it is shunted including the series, that series winding plus the armature, it is shunted, so it is the long shunt. So here the load current is nothing but the series ISE, that is series winding current plus shunt current. But ISE is nothing but the current through the armature, that is IA. So IL is equal to ISH plus IA. ISH is equal to V by RSH. So terminal voltage V is equal to the back EMF EB plus the drop across the armature, that is IA into RA, and the drop across the series winding, that is ISE into RAC, plus the drop across the brush. When ISE is equal to IA, this can be written as EB is equal to IA into RA plus RAC plus V brush. Short shunt means it is shunted only across the armature, not across the series winding. So here the voltage, terminal voltage, armature current relationship is nothing but IL is equal to IRS, the series current, the line current, the load current, or the series current, both are same. It is IL is equal to ISH plus IA. V is equal to the terminal voltage, V is equal to the back EMF plus IA into RA plus ISE into RAC plus V brush. So here ISE is equal to the line load current. So V is equal to EB plus IA into RA plus IL RAC plus V brush. Drop across the shunt field winding is V minus IL RAC is equal to the EB back EMF plus IA RA plus V brush. So that's all about the relationship between the terminal voltage and the armature current. Thank you guys.